Become a good observer. Write this down. We must never allow a day to pass without finding the answers to a list of important questions, such as what is going on in our industry? What new challenges are currently facing our government, our community, our neighborhood? What are the new breakthroughs, the new opportunities, the new tools and techniques that have recently come to light? Who are the new personalities that are influencing world and local opinion? We must all become good observers and astute evaluators of all that is going on around us. All events affect us, and what affects us leaves an imprint on what we will one day be and how we will one day live. One of the major reasons why people do not do well is because they keep trying to get through the day. This here is like a sentence in a seminar. A more worthy challenge is to get from the day. So never say I'm getting through the day, but rather ask yourself, what have I gotten from the day? We must become sensitive enough to observe and ponder what is happening around us. Be alert, be awake, let life and its subtle messages touch us. Often, the most extraordinary opportunities are hidden among the seemingly insignificant events of life. If we do not pay attention to these events, we can easily miss the opportunities. Become a good listener. It is challenging today to be a good listener, now more than ever. I mean, what attention span does the average person you cross paths with have? I mean, in this era of doom scrolling, right? There are so many voices that want our attention, so many platforms, so many stimulation that's coming from the outside, each with its own special message and each with its own special appeal. One of the best ways to deal with this important challenge is to develop a skill of selective listening. Selective listening is like tuning a radio to find the station that most appeals to us. As we turn the dial, we listen for a second or two, and then either keep on searching or stop dialing, depending on what we have just heard. Whenever a voice calls out for our attention, we must pause for a while to ponder the message. If the message is shallow or ignorant, we must discipline ourselves to move on. We must touch the scan switch and move on to the next voice so that the ignorant and shallow message does not affect us. Everything we hear is being recorded in our mental computers and forming a new connection in the brain. We must listen to some voices for a time out of curiosity. But if the voice is not leading toward the achievement of our goals, then we must exercise great caution in how long we listen. Only when we have found a source of valuable information should we allow the message to touch us so that it might add value to who and what we already are. One of the greatest attributes of leadership is effective communication, and learning what to say comes only when we have learned how to listen. The art of listening is an opportunity to our knowledge and to increase our value. The process of speaking, on the other hand, is the act of putting on display awe or the little that we have learned. We must first master the art of listening before our spoken words will have any great value to others. The best way to learn what to say to our children is to listen to them. We should read the books they are reading and become familiar with the messages they are receiving from a variety of sources. Listening to the information that is reaching our children will not only increase our awareness of their decision-making process, but it will also help us to talk more effectively with our children about what is valuable. Read all of the books. All of the books that we will ever need to make us rich, as healthy, as happy, as powerful, as sophisticated, and as successful as we want have already been written. People from all walks of life, people with some of the most incredible life experiences, people that have gone from pennies to fortune and from failure to success, have taken the time to write down their experiences so that we might share in their wealth of knowledge. They have offered their wisdom and experience so that we can be inspired by it and instructed by it, and so that we can amend our philosophy by it. Their contributions enable us to reset ourselves based upon their experiences. They have handed us the gift of their insights so that we can change our plans, if need be, in order to avoid their errors. We can rearrange our lives based on their wise advice. All of the insights that we might ever need have already been captured by others in books. The important question is this: in the last 90 days, with this treasure of information that could change our lives, our fortunes, our relationships, our health, our children, and our careers for the better, how many books have you read? Why do we neglect to read the books that can change our lives? Why do we complain but remain the same? Why do many of us curse the effect but nourish the cause? How do we explain the fact that only 3% of our entire national population in the United States possesses a library card? A card that would give us access to all of the answers to success and happiness we could ever want. Those who wish for a better life cannot permit themselves to miss the books that could have a major impact on how their lives turn out. The book they miss will not help. And the issue is not that the books are too expensive. If a person concludes that the price of buying a book is too great, wait until he must pay the price for not buying it. Wait until he receives a bill for continued and prolonged ignorance. There is very little difference between someone who cannot read and someone who will not read. The result of either is ignorance. Those who are serious seekers of personal development must remove the imposed limitations they have placed on their reading skills and their reading habits. There are a multitude of classes being taught on how to be a good reader, and there are thousands of books on the shelves of public libraries just waiting to be read. Reading is essential for those who seek to rise above the ordinary, the average. We must not permit anything to stand between us and the book that could change our lives. A little reading each day will result in a wealth of valuable information in a very short period of time. But if we fail to set aside the time, if we fail to pick up the book, if we fail to exercise the discipline, then ignorance will quickly move in to fill the void. Those who seek a better life must first become a better person. They must continually seek after self-mastery for the purpose of developing a balanced philosophy of life, and then live in accordance with the dictates of that philosophy. The habit of reading is a major stepping stone in the development of a sound philosophical foundation. It is one of the fundamentals required for the attainment of success and happiness.